We want to get to breaking news now in the war on Iran. As the 2-week truce was set to expire, President Trump has just said he will extend the ceasefire even as the U.S. Navy continues its blockade of Iranian oil shipments. This is all unfolding just now in Washington and Tehran. Investigative reporter Chuck Goudie is in the newsroom with the very latest for us. Chuck.
Marion, within the past hour, President Trump has called off his promised obliteration of Iran's public infrastructure, extending the ceasefire that was due to expire after 2 weeks. The president saying he was asked by Iranian officials to hold off on the attack so they could come up with some unified peace proposal. Meantime, on Gulf waterways, including the Strait of Hormuz choke point, President Trump ordering America's blockade will stay in place until Iran hands over a peace plan. In Pakistan this afternoon, they were all set and ready to go for 11th-hour peace talks between the U.S. and Iran. But both sides of this 53-day war are not here, didn't show. Vice President J.D. Vance, who led the first round of talks, staying in Washington, sending a signal there were serious problems in the discussions. And a top Iranian official dittoing that, stating, "We don't accept negotiations under the shadow of threats." But now both sides appear to be stepping back from what the president had been saying.
They're going to negotiate, and if they don't, they're going to see problems like they've never seen before.
Mr. Trump just ordering this tough stance by the U.S. Navy to continue intercepting ships thought to be doing business with the Iranians. Central Command in the U.S. releasing new recordings of specialized American boarding teams flying in helicopters to a suspect oil tanker well off the coast of Sumatra, far from Iran. The U.S. crews landing and taking control of the tanker that was registered in Botswana. Allegedly, it loaded Iranian oil twice before the interdiction. In Iran this afternoon, the government, according to President Trump, is, quote, seriously fractured. And so when the country's prime minister and top field marshal asked for an extension, Mr. Trump said he'd allow time for Iran to submit a proposal and discussions to be concluded. A catastrophic attack repeatedly promised by the president is not off the table. It just seems pushed aside for the time being. And if both sides can't come from well-polarized positions, the plan to wipe out Iran's bridges and power plants will again be in play, including Iran's nuclear generating plant. Tonight on our News at 6, a top Chicago nuclear expert who says that's not just a bad idea, it's a war crime. Marion?
Chuck Goudie in our newsroom. Thank you.